as he was talking about it, I was just thinking about some of these phases and what are the biggest things which change and what are the things that you need to make the change happen at. Right? Things that change, some of the externalities, your consumer environment, your how the channels which you're operating at, how they're changing, how you're responding to some of that, right, are more external to nature. Your strategy should be in line with that and you change accordingly. But I think as an organization, we've always felt that every 2 years almost, right, and we've been now for 6 years we've existed. Every 2 years there has been a strong need for relooking at the organization's design, as well as relooking at our roles as founders and professionals in the ecosystem. Organization design from a perspective of first 2 years, like I said, it was a very flat structure. To a stage where now that you have hit a certain mark and you're looking at the next level of growth, you need to build the organization first for that, rather than hiring for yesterday, hire for tomorrow in that sense. And when you need to do that, again, there is some level of prioritization that needs to happen. And as a founder who was, let's say, between the two of us were doing everything, and you need to first recognize, okay, what is it that I need to give up on at this point of time, which is far more process-based, and does not require probably as much thinking, hustle or experimentation, and is reaching a certain stage where a professional can come in and actually run this, right? So at least in our case, that started with firstly looking at functions like supply chain, first looking at functions like finance, looking at functions like HR, and saying, okay, these functions, professionals can actually come in and do a better job than the amount of focus that we are able to give is leading to. And we kept things like product, brand design, marketing and sales in that stage with us. Right? In the next stage, again, personally, you again need to look at, okay, if I am building this organization as a professional, and I'm going to be managing a different set of people who are going to report to me. Right? What behaviors do I need to change in myself, right? So in fact, I've had exactly those 2 years. Every 2 years I've had executive coaching, right? Me and Ghazal both, right? And it's been very helpful because that is a process of discovery of what is it that you need to be over the next 2 years, right? If there was an external person, and if you guys have read Andy Grove, right? Intel, right? One of the pivotal moments is when Grove and his CFO in 76 was sitting in a room and they had the discussion that if we were to be fired and if someone new was to come in as the CEO and CFO, what is the strategic call they will take? And the call they both agreed that the new person will take is get out of me and get into processes, right? And they said, let's step out of the room, come back in. We are those new people, right? So how do you hire and fire yourself and come back into the room with new perspective and think that, okay, now that person who's going to lead this organization in the 2 years, right, needs these capabilities and I'm going to be that person. So I think every 2 years we've formally, consciously done that refresh, and as we move forward, we sort of continue to do that refresh in terms of what we need to do as founders, what we need to do as professionals, and how the organization design needs to change.